Panthers hosting the Jaguars. These teams came into the league at the same time. Cam Newton, back-to-back 400-yard games, and for Blaine Gabbert, his first career start, back to pass, a bad start for him. Sacked in the end zone on a 3rd and 13, brought down by Greg Hardy, the rookie, and that is a safety. So Blaine Gabbert with some poor footwork, and then later on the ensuing Jaguars possession brought down by Charles Johnson, so they would have to punt after that. And that's when the monsoon hit. Cheerleaders not taking it, but the fans were loving it. And boy, was it tough to play in these conditions with the rain pouring down. 5-3, and Carolina ahead in this one. And Gabbert is intercepted. Hard to see even the cameras. Just their visibility was shot by the rain. Blaine Gabbert just throwing one up there, intercepted by Sherrod Martin. As you can see, players sloshing around on the field. So Gabbert with a tough start to the game. Cam Newton having difficulties as well, having trouble hanging on to the ball, trying to get rid of it. He's able to dump one off to Greg Olsen for a loss of 4. The rain just affecting both teams. It was miserable, but that's why you give the ball on the ground to Maurice Jones-Drew, making guys miss, dragging players down for a 39-yard gain. So despite the low score and the rain coming down, Jaguars finding a way to move the ball, and they were doing it with Maurice Jones-Drew, setting up a 1st and 10 at the 36. So with 6 seconds left, could they make something happen? Gabbert steps up in the pocket, throws downfield, finds a wide open Mike Thomas fighting his way into the end zone. That is the first passing touchdown of the season for the Jaguars, the first career touchdown pass for Blaine Gabbert. Mike Thomas into the end zone. Jaguars up 10-8 with 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Cam Newton with no rain coming. Could he get the passing game going? And he finds Steve Smith, his favorite target, a gain of 13. Sets up a 1st and 10 at the 24. Big key 3rd and 2. And they make the completion. Not only that, but Greg Olsen gets into the end zone. The offseason acquisition from the Bears, rewarding his new team with the touchdown. And Carolina goes on top after that. So they're up 14-10, and they will go for the 2-point conversion. Yes, inbounds Greg Olsen. So that puts them up by 6, 16-10 on the ensuing Jaguars drive. 38 seconds left, 1st and 10. Gabbert throwing in traffic. He hits Marcedes Lewis, but was that a catch, or did the ball hit the ground? Initially ruled as a catch on the field. They would review the play, and it would stand, as Lewis did have both hands under the ball, maintain possession. A 2nd and 1 after that catch, but this would be the last play. Could they tie things up? Another miracle? Not this time for the Jaguars. Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers get their first win of the season for Cam Newton. That would be his first career win, as the Jaguars were unable to get it done this time. The ball batted down, hits the ground. Panthers come out victorious.
Lions and the Eagles right now. Matthew Stafford saying, the snow's not so bad. Look, yeah, we're indoors. It's fine. Nick Foles, look, I'm on the field. It's great. Not so much. Mac, Charlie, Dennis, Sweet D, day snow. Fighter of the night snow. Tons of it on the field. Snowed almost 6 inches during the game. Matthew Stafford had a tough time holding on to the football. So did Nick Foles. And Calvin Johnson, I'm pretty sure he would be a great Santa Claus. And here's why. Yeah, face full of snow, but look how he comes up. Look at that. He's got Santa's beard. There he is. Ho, ho, ho. Hey, Calvin, how about some touchdowns in fantasy? Okay. 2nd quarter, no score, something we haven't seen all season long. A Nick Foles interception. Maybe the Lions were just camouflaged with the snow. First pick after 19 touchdown passes. That would lead to a Joik Bell touchdown and 2-point conversion. Too tough to kick in the snow. Lions led it 8-0. 3rd quarter. Donnie Jones punting to Jeremy Ross. And the footing means great things for Ross. 58 yards later, he's in the end zone. And when you score a touchdown in the snow, you got to make a snow angel. Look, I'm going to tackle you so you can make a snow angel. There we go. 14-0 lead. They do not get the 2-point conversion. Ensuing Eagles drive, 1st and 10, their own 37. Nick Foles looking for Riley Cooper. Riley Cooper catches it, falls down into the snow, 44 yards. Watch it again. A great adjustment by Cooper over the shoulder to come down with the catch. Nick Foles pumped up. On the Lions 19, next play. Nick Foles looking for Deshaun Jackson in the back of the end zone. At least it looks like the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Looks like he came out of the stands to catch it. Eagles would go for 2, but not get it. They would trail 14-6. Fourth quarter, next Eagles possession after a Lions punt, and suddenly the Eagles decide, if we give it to Lesean McCoy, maybe good things will happen. There goes Lesean McCoy. 40-yard touchdown run. Eagles now trail 14-12. Eagles going to go for 2 on this, considering no one could kick. Nick Foles looking for Zach Ertz. Incomplete in the end zone, but a flag on the play. It looked like clean coverage. No, it was on Ndamukong Suh right here. The hands to the face. So the Eagles would get one more chance at the 2-point conversion. Their second attempt, they don't mess around. They give it to Bryce Brown. Bryce Brown touchdown. Look how clean his uniform is. Game is tied at 14. Eagles kick off. All the momentum in the world. Still a lot of momentum kicking it to Jeremy Ross. Still feeling the momentum. He stops at the 20. Still feeling, no, not so much. Alex Henry, no. 98 yards for a touchdown. Ross's second touchdown of the game. Lions 2-point conversion fails, though. They still lead 20-14. So now it's the Eagles. They decide, well, we gave it to Lesean McCoy, and he ran for a 40-yard touchdown. Can he get there from 57 yards out? Yes, he can. Through the line, the Lions miss containment. 57 yards for the score, his second of the game. McCoy is pumped. Eagles tie the game at 20. Philadelphia, they go for 2. Nick Foles looking for Riley Cooper. And he comes down with it. Great catch. Eagles lead 22-20. So now the Eagles get the ball back after a Lions punt. Lesean McCoy, we've seen this a lot before. There he goes, breaks free. Makes a lot of people miss for a 26-yard gain. Watch this one again. Glover Quinn, and that one goes down to the 45-yard line. McCoy finished with 217 yards and 2 touchdowns. Next, Eagles possession after a Lions punt, 4th and goal at the 1. Officials ask the crew to clear the goal line so they can see it. Nick Foles sneaks up the middle for a touchdown. Eagles 2-point conversion try fails, but they lead 28-20. Shades of the snowplow game. Now it's the Lions trying to get back in it. Stafford hits Joik Bell. Jump over Nate Allen. There you go, Joik. He picks up 28 yards. Reggie Bush did not play today. Flared up his calf during warm-up so Joik Bell could do things like this. You can jump like that 6 inches into the snow. That goes down to the Eagles 24. Next play, 1st and 10. Matthew Stafford. Oh boy, eek. Michael Kendricks recovers for the Eagles. They would score again to win 34-20. Chip Kelly very happy for win number 8.
And now to the windy city of Chicago, which was everything and then some. Gusts up to what? 40 miles an hour. Woo! This is pregame warm-ups for the game between the Bears and the 49ers. Watch this field goal attempt by Robbie Solid Gould to the Bears. You think it's windy? Understatement of the year. And the kick is up, it's on the way, and it's what? No good. Man. And what? There it goes. He had no shot. Joe Nedney for the Niners, a 30-yard field goal. Now maybe being lefty helps with it. Yay! It's in there, it's good. And the Niners lead 3-0. It's an association game, Tom, because everyone knows it's windy. Cedric Benson with the carry, taken down awkwardly. Carted off this youngster, this number 1 pick. Sprained right knee, reevaluated Monday. Looked worse than that, didn't it?
Yeah. Very unfortunate hit. You saw his leg got pinned up under him.
So he rides off. They already were without Thomas Jones. And then, they can't even get the field goal off at all. Brad Maynard G. Krebs is the holder. Can't handle that, so the wind is fouling up everything. Last play of the half. Niners Nedney field goal, and it's no good. Nathan Vasher, 8-yard. I'll run it out. What the heck? And whoop! Gets past 5 Niners right there. He started 8 yards deep in his end zone. It's the ultimate. Could go all the way. An NFL record. record 108 yards, the longest return in NFL history. They've been playing since 1920. What a play.
Yeah, great blocking by the Bears, and that's Brian Urlacher running to throw that very last block for him to spring him into the end zone.
Urlacher and the other fine linebacker, number 55, Lance Briggs, up there too. So it's 7-3 Bears. Now, Bobby Wade had an interesting game returning punts for the Bears. Here he is, number 84. Fumble. Leads to a field goal. We're going back a little bit in time. Second quarter, Wade actually makes a good return to get the Bears in position and fumble. So they don't get good field position. Then, with a score 14-6 Bears, oh my goodness, he fumbles it inside his own 5. And the Niners have the ball at the 2. Bobby wanted to wade into some water in Lake Michigan. But off that turnover, what do the Niners do? Cody Pickett, no, incomplete to Brandon Lloyd, who gets a talking to because
you got to run in there and catch the football.
You had a chance. You know, the Niners, look, here they are trying to field goal at the end of the half. He goes 108 yards on him the other way. They threw only 2 passes in the first half. Cody Pickett, 1 of 13. The Bears win again for the 5th straight time, their longest winning streak since they won the division in 01, though they lose Tony Parrish to a broken leg. He turned it up.
Yeah, and say what we will about any of these divisions, the Chicago Bears continue to roll along with this rookie quarterback, Kyle Orton.
And a 100-yard game from Adrian Peterson.
From Pittsburgh, as the Dolphins come in looking to finally win a game, and this game delayed due to inclement weather early on. 25-minute delay. You see the grounds crew repainting the field, and as a result, the yard lines and the hash marks actually washed away. Eventually, Ricky Williams would make his game and make his first appearance in 99 weeks. Joey Porter, the former Steeler, back in Pittsburgh for the first time since moving on last summer. First quarter TD, Steelers' first drive. 8 plays in, Ben Roethlisberger trying to find Hines Ward, and look who it is. It's Joey Porter.
His old teammate. He knows Big Ben very well.
And boy, you know Porter's going to enjoy this. As you can see him mouthing the words to Steelers fans, "I know you love me," as Joey makes the first move on Monday night. Roethlisberger would try to answer that. Later in the first quarter, Miami has it on a 3rd and 4. Williams on his first carry. In over 2 years' time, it's a 5-yard pickup. Dolphins would be forced to punt. Second quarter, game still scoreless. Dolphins on a 3rd down play. The handoff to Williams hit by James Farrier, and that would force the fumble recovered by Lawrence Timmons.
Still a little rusty, hasn't had a lot of contact, and this is what happens when you hasn't played in a while.
Was that purposely done there by Timmons? You see him step on his shoulder.
That way.
Williams talking to some of the medical staff people on the sidelines. He would eventually leave the game. Williams would not return. So his first appearance, a very brief one, as we pick it up 3rd quarter. John Beck nowhere to go, sacked by Farrier and Larry Foote, a loss of 8 yards. Steelers recover at their own 39. Steelers have it on a 1st down play. The handoff to Willie Parker, who's running it for 5 yards. And going into TD, you had to expect that Pittsburgh would use their ground game against Miami. No ground defense, but this wasn't the case early on as both teams kind of go back and forth. And here Miami trying to make some things happen later in the game. Jesse Chapman crumples to the ground hurt. He would leave the game, so that means their 3rd-string running back, Patrick Cobb, would be thrust into a prominent role. The drive would end with a Dolphins punt. Brandon Field kicks. The ball just sticks in the mud. This pretty much sums up the night. I don't think I've ever seen this before. It's kind of like a Tiger Woods approach shot in the rain.
It just stays there.
Just sticks into the mud there. Ensuing Pittsburgh possession, Jeff Reed with the kick, not even close, in a 44-yard attempt, so the game would remain scoreless. 4th quarter, Dolphins' next possession. A.J. Feely with a 38-yard attempt, but hold on a second. A flag on the play. Referees would call a delay of game on the Dolphins. This pushes the Fins back to a 4th and 11 situation. Cam Cameron says, "I'm going to go for it." Likes his chances better in this kind of a situation, but John Beck is hammered by James Harrison from behind.
Defense is pretty tough against the pass, number 1.
And the ball TD dislodged. Aaron Smith would come up with it. Now, after forcing Miami to punt late in the game from their own end zone, 2nd and 8 play, it's been to Hines Ward for 21 yards. 2nd and 14, it's Roethlisberger to Ward again, this time for 11. So with 2 and change left to play, you had the feeling Pittsburgh was finally closing in on our first points of this game. 3rd down, it's Willie Reed inside the 10. And that would give the Steelers a 1st and goal. 1st down and goal. It's been to Parker. This one deflected by Joey Porter, who had a big defensive hand in this game. 2nd and goal, it's Parker up the gut for a yard. 3rd down and goal. Pittsburgh looking for some late game magic. Roethlisberger trying to buy himself some time. Is hit hard behind the line of scrimmage. Scrambles, but he sets up Jeff Reed, and here he is, a chip shot for the win, and he splits the uprights. So Jeff Reed is the hero in TD. Took nearly 60 minutes of work, but the Pittsburgh Steelers finally put some points on the board late. Ben Roethlisberger looks up to the rainy heavens as Mike Tomlin looks on. The Steelers go on to win a 13th straight game at home on Monday Night Football. And again, it took them nearly the entire length of this game, but the Steelers finally score. 3-0 is your final score. The last scoreless game, by the way, in NFL history, 1943, and that was the last time the two teams have played so long into a game to a scoreless tie.
It is, and it looks like Squaw Valley outdoor hockey at the Olympics in 1960 in frosty Foxborough. Tom Brady, 14 games. Rich Gannon, 14 years. Who would emerge the victor in this one? 2nd quarter, no score. It's going to be rough to score in this impending New England snowstorm. Gannon to Jeremy Brigham, 10 yards. 3rd and 7, Gannon to Jerry Rice, 12 yards. 2 plays later, the Raiders feeling it. Gannon to James Jett. So it's Gannon to Jett for a touchdown. His first TD of the season. 13 yards, 7-0. Later in the 2nd, Tom Brady picked off by Johnny Harris. Brady, who later would emerge, you'll see, at times, hey, you would expect that in his first playoff start. The time's tentative.
Yeah,
look at what they had to do.
But surprising that Gannon was throwing the ball better than Brady, at least in the first half of this football game.
Here's the 3rd quarter. Tom and David Patton marching up the boot, 25 yards to the Oakland 30. Brady, he liked it to Patton again for 19 yards. They got a Patton on this play. Down to the 9. Brady to Patton in the end zone. Runs out of room. Would have been complete in the CFL, which this looks like the Grey Cup. 3rd and goal. Brady to Rod Rutledge of all people, but it's incomplete. Field goal, Adam Vinatieri, 7-3 for the snowily clad Bill Belichick. So the Raiders lead it, and they want more. Gannon to Jerry Rice, and I like the way the Raiders answered here late in the 3rd, down to the 29. Sebastian Janikowski, yeah, from 45. I think he's got some leg strength here. He didn't even go into it that hard. He pierces the uprights. Good. 13-3. Hey. Brady, 4th quarter. Down by 10. You're down 10 in the snow. I don't care that you're home. It's Patton for a 1st down. Brady to Kevin Falk. Falk and J.R. Redmond becoming factors for New England. Brady to Jermaine Wiggins from East Boston, who seemingly leaped every time he caught the ball. Troy Brown in.
Band of renown.
8 yards. Next play, Brady feeling it for sure. Pump, Wiggins, 1st down. Next play, Brady, shotgun. Patton, 11 yards, 1st down. Next play, Brady, Patton, but Wiggins is there from East Boston. Next play, Brady, Patton, 1st down, 6-yard gain. Next play, Brady, Wiggins from East Boston, 4 yards. Next play, Brady, scrambling, buying time, touchdown, and like a kid in the snow, whoop! 10 plays, 67 yards, Brady 9 for 9 on the drive. It's 13-10. 2:24 left in the 4th, 3rd and 1. Zach Crockett stopped short. Shane Leckler punts to the chagrin of John Gruden. And it's hard to make a cut, but what a big play Troy Brown makes. But it's a fumble. But Larry Izzo, Johnny on the spot for the Patriots. So here comes New England. Down 3 with the win. Brady hit by Charles Woodson. His Michigan teammate, Beekert, recovers the fumble. They call on the field, Oakland ball. The dream is over. But take a look. Was it an incomplete pass or a fumble? That you can't really see. Then after, wait, now look here. Does he try to pull it in? But remember, the call on the field is a fumble. And after the review, they call it incomplete, Tom. And then Adam Vinatieri, several plays later, 40 foot, oh my God! Staley went over 10 feet, but it's good. 45 yards. We're tied at 13. Look out. Get going. It's good. And we go to overtime. And the Patriots win the toss if you can find the coin. So remember, Oakland has not had the ball after the call was reversed. Patriots toss, then Brady. J.R. Redmond. The only thing you can see is a redwood in this snowstorm. Into Raider territory. Brady. Jermaine Wiggins, it's 4 yards and a completion. 4th and 4 at the 28. Figure a punt does no good. Belichick gambles. Brady to Patton. First down. The poise of this young man in his first playoff game. Finally, they get inside the 10. No snowplow, but every Patriot clears it. Vinatieri. Good. Good. 23-yard field goal. The Raiders, with a 10-point lead, see the Patriots come back in a game for many reasons they'll be talking about for a long, long time. 25 years ago, Sugar Bear Hamilton was called for a questionable playoff call that enabled the Raiders to move and win against the Patriots. Could 25 years later everything be reversed? That's the Raiders' point of view. But for the Pats, Tom Brady, hero with Sal Paolantonio.
As the fog rolls in, the Eagles went to work. Keith Jackson couldn't catch the wide open one, but he could catch it through the mist. Randall for 65 yards to Keith Jackson. He's down to the 5-yard line, and the Eagles in business. And 2 plays later, the guy who's got called for 2 penalties, Anthony Toney, makes the catches. He's knocked it about to the 1-yard line, but it didn't matter because guess what? Pass interference. Kenny Jackson, buddy, not pleased. He ends up with a field goal. Then another turnover, though. Todd Bell, sweet revenge for him, picks off his old teammate Mike Tomczak. Eagles with the football. Less than a minute to go in the first half. Bell, after some taunts, tries to watch Randall Cunningham get the Eagles ahead, but Mickey Pruitt with the interception. It's 17-9 at the half, Chicago. In the second half, the Eagles with possession at the Bear 12-yard line, picked off by Vesty Jackson, and he could go, well, where's he? I don't know where he's going, into the fog and mist. He looks like the galloping ghost. He played there once. That was Red Grange. And anyway, it was a 50. That's what the press saw. But then again, some coaches claim that's what we always see. Scary moment for the Bears. Tomczak, rushed by Reggie White. He's going to leave the game with a bruised left shoulder, same one he separated a month ago. And so the storybook finish, Jim McMahon off the bench. McMahon immediately goes to work. Trust us, this is a completed pass. This is what it was like in the third. Yeah, what is going on? The toughest job of the day. This is what you saw when you tried to return a kick. Take a look. What, are you kidding? You needed radar to pick up the ball. Dennis Gentry did catch that Zendejas kick. The Eagles moved the ball all day, but when it came time to score at the end, Maurice Douglas picks off Cunningham, and so a 407-yard passing day goes for naught as the Bears, the fog, and playoff inexperience doing the Eagles. The final score, Chicago 20, Philadelphia 12. And despite the fact that we say Cunningham 27 of 54 for 407, Byers caught 9 balls, Keith Jackson 7 balls. They had the stats, but in the end, it was playoff inexperience that did the Eagles in.
Only 152 yards throwing for Favre. Philadelphia Eagles playing at 102-degree temperature in the shade in Dallas. Cowboys, yeah, Cowboy Ray says, hey, I need some ice. Eagles sideline was in the shade, so that knocked it down to 98 degrees. This is the opening kickoff of the opening game of the season. Oh, my God, it's an onside kick. And Demeen Douglas recovers for the Eagles on the kick by David Akers. You're doing this on the road with a young team. Deuce Staley, 7 yards. Same possession, Deuce Staley, 9 yards and a first down. Next play, Donovan McNabb to Deuce Staley. Blocking, moves, speed, 20 yards. 2 plays later, Deuce Staley, sweeping left, touch down to the 2. That sets up a 1-yard pass to Jeff Thomason. If you're Troy Aikman, you weren't expecting this. That's the #1 draft pick, Corey Simon. #1 pick of a few years ago, Mike Mamula. #1 draft pick of a few years ago by the Jets, Hugh Douglas. Dave Campo, his first game as Cowboy coach. Man. Deuce Staley, first quarter. Nothing can stop him, not even the bench. on his own sideline, someone's got to kind of step in, don't they, Tom?
Yeah, I thought his teammates would do a better job of trying to catch him, but he got there quick. They would have if they had a chance. Fortunately, he wasn't really hurt very bad.
Neither team could stop Deuce Staley on this day. McNabb to the end zone, the pass broken up, but there's a flag on the play. Isaiah Reese, flag. And here comes Staley, treated for a little leg wound there, and he comes back in. So from the one, Deuce Staley, touchdown. 129 yards for the Eagles in the first quarter. Deuce had 102 of them. Early second quarter, 3rd and 12 Dallas, and 21-0 Philadelphia. James Darling. Oh, man, Aikman, he took more of a beating than Bledsoe did because the Eagles had such a big lead, Tom. Aikman, concussion, goes to hospital for observation. 11 times the Eagles in 1991 with that great defense of Reggie White and company sacked him. He had remembrances of this.
We have to remember he was a much younger man than you can take those hits when you're younger. He had to leave that game today after that last hit we just saw.
Third quarter, Deuce Staley, 35 yards. Deuce Staley, 201 yards rushing. Oh, then Donovan McNabb said, you know what, you take a roll for a minute, Deuce. Let me handle it. So second-year pro, Donovan McNabb, first career rushing touchdown. What an embarrassment for the Cowboys, and what a win for the Eagles, who I say are going to make the playoffs. 41-14 Philly in Dallas.
Exactly 2 minutes remain in this football game. Dallas leads Green Bay 17-14. Green Bay has the ball on the Dallas 39. First down play. Starr drops straight back. He throws to Mercier. Edwards can't catch it. Johnson gets him out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Starr on third down. Third and goal. Quarterback. With 14 seconds left.
And the Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions, NFL champions for the 3rd straight year.
Welcome back to this snow globe known as NFL Game Day. The weather outside in Cleveland was frightful.
Oh!
For a big game between the Bills and the Browns.
I wouldn't be no good for you right then, Coach. Leave me at home. Don't activate me.
Joe Thomas without sleeves. Look at that.
You're doing yoga.
That's a good warm-up.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, boy.
Snow coming
Bare
down.
sleeves.
Big old flakes. First quarter. Look at that field. I have no idea where they are. Derek Anderson.
Throw it.
Off of Braylon Edwards. Right to Joe Jaravicious. Just run, Joe.
Are they down in the red zone?
It's the white zone.
Oh.
For loading and unloading of footballs. So out comes Phil Dawson for a field goal, and the holder is now the clearer.
You can't plow it off anymore.
No, you can't, Steve.
Oh, here it comes.
25 years ago this past Wednesday, out of jail in New England on work release, running snow plows.
God love them. It worked.
So you can't do that anymore.
No.
That's illegal. So now you have to use your hands and feet, and Phil Dawson puts it through 35 yards
Yeah,
out.
he practiced that in pregame warm-ups and understand the type of wind that they were dealing with.
3-0. That could be enough to win this game in this weather. Here comes Brian Moorman to punt. Look out. That's an end zone, trust me.
Kick it the other way. That's a good play, believe it or not. It's a good, smart play.
That's a two-pointer for Cleveland. Look at this mess.
Oh, my goodness.
2 point instead of 6. That's why it's a smart play.
It's fun. And Jamal Lewis thought it was fun.
Sweet! Jump up.
That's the kind of back you have to have in the snow. A
6
powerful guy.
11 yards for Jamal Lewis, who had 163 on the day. Derek Anderson and Braylon Edwards slinging it around 25 yards.
Braylon Edwards looking at double move in the snow. Hard for a cornerback to get his traction.
4 plays later, Braylon Edwards, Pro Bowler, to be, makes another grab. A gain of 10 to the Bills' 31. Trust me, it's the 31. 4 plays later, here comes Phil Dawson again.
Not a problem.
Now the kicker's the clearer. And the holder's the holder. And the ball's up. And it goes through it. Believe it or not, it's that stanchion part again.
Stanchion.
He's Phil Stanchion Dawson. If of course you remember, last time he hit it, he also hit the upright to send a game to overtime that the Ravens thought they had won. And he hit it again.
2 stanchions in 1 year. It's a record.
It's a double stanchion. How many stanchions can one man hit, I ask you? Here it is. That's ridiculous. So it put the Browns up by the unique score of 8-0. And here comes Derek Anderson in his oven mitt.
So he has some cookies over there in his body.
Little popping fresh dough on the sidelines to stay warm. $1:44 to go. It's still 8-0. So Trent Edwards can try and tie this game, actually. And he moves the Bills down the field. Josh Reed, 20 yards to the 50. 2 plays later, 1:11 to go. Fred Jackson down to the Browns' 35. 4 plays later, it's 4th and 10. Last chance for the Bills. Edwards to Lee Evans. Holy Kris Kringle, Batman. One last chance, 4th and 5 with 15 seconds to go from the Browns' 10. And the dump-off pass with no time remaining is not going to work.
That same play worked earlier, but that time the Cleveland Browns pursued the ball much better.
And the Cleveland Browns win the snow game by the final of 8-0. If you're wondering the last 8-0 game in the NFL, it was back November 10th, 1929, when the Chicago Cardinals defeated the Minneapolis Red Jackets.
Oh, yeah, the Red Jackets.
The famed Red Jackets. The Browns are 9-5.
The temperature in greater Cincinnati has dropped to 9 below. With winds out of the northwest gusting at 35 miles per hour, we're talking a wind-chilled 59 degrees below zero.
Anderson to throw. Touchdown! Third and about 2.5. Fouts going for it all to Joyner. Intercepted at the 5-yard line. Anderson going to throw. Touchdown, Don Bass. And now they know.
What do you think, Super Bowl? No. Super Bowl? Super Bowl.
The Bengals are champions. The Bengals stripes, they really earned them, didn't they? It was the Bengals who wanted it the most. It was a Bengal day.